all navigate COVID-19. We're looking for a variety of different ways to relieve stress and tension. And so this short practice is geared towards you, and I hope you enjoy. So always keeping in mind that yoga is meant to be for every body, should never hurt or be painful. So the shapes that I'm going to show you today should be accessible. I'll show you some modifications if needed. And you can certainly sit in a chair to do a lot of this work today. So here I am on the floor. Find yourself in a comfortable seated position, again, either on your yoga mat with some space around you, or even starting in a chair. And once you find your comfy spot, I'll have you sit up nice and tall as if there was a little string attached to the top of the head, pulling you upright. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale it all out through the mouth. Soften the shoulders, softening the face. Take another inhale. Exhale through the mouth. And for this next exhale, I'm going to actually invite you to create a little bit of sound. So if I'm doing this on a video, I encourage you to do it in your own space. So we'll take that inhale, exhale again through the mouth, adding a little bit of sound. Here we go. Two more just like that. Taking the fingers out wide. We can take our right fingertips and root them down towards the ground. With the left hand, we begin to reach them out towards the side, sweeping them up, gentle side bend towards our right. Giving the head a little bit of movement, gazing down and gazing up. And using our next inhale, come back to the center, and we'll reset to the opposite side. So right fingertips are going to reach out, take a big breath, and as you exhale, side bend towards the left. So if you are seated, we're looking to keep both sitting bones rooting downwards into the chair, and if you're on the floor like me on your yoga mat, same thing. So we're getting a nice long body stretch here. Come back to the center. Taking the fingers towards the tips of the shoulders, we're going to use our elbows to trace some circles, drawing some warmth and blood flow into the shoulders and into the neck. And once we've found that we are good with circles in that direction, go ahead and switch it up. And then we'll take the hands to the heart center, and we're going to generate a little bit of heat. We're going to rub our hands together, and just when you think that you've done this long enough, do it for 5 more seconds. You can do it. All right. So let's go ahead and interlace the palms. Reach the knuckles forward, and actually begin to round through the upper back. So we're rounding through the upper back, creating some space between our shoulder blades. The knuckles are reaching forward as if someone's actually pulling the knuckles forward. Take another big breath in. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, back up to the center with the gaze. We'll invert the palms, reaching the palms forward. Take another breath. Exhale. Inhale, reaching the palms up towards the sky. My shape might look a little different than yours. Okay, so no judgment, we're just moving. And as we exhale, we'll twist towards our right. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale it back to the center. We've got one more, so if you're in a chair, stick with me. You've got this. Inhale, center. Exhale. Come back to the center. We'll spread the fingers out wide. Give the fingers a little wiggle. And then turn your hands towards me. High five. Take a big breath. Shrug shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, let the hands come back down, resting onto the thighs. Taking the fingertips in front. And if we're in a chair, we'll keep them on our thighs. So if we're seated, fingertips in front. As we breathe, we'll take some spinal cat-cow segments here. So we'll inhale, open up through the chest. And as you exhale, rounding through the upper back, chin to the chest. into the chest. Good. Come back to a neutral spine. We're going to come up and over into table. So if we're in a chair, just pause here for a moment. And with the hands, we're going to look to stack the hands right underneath the elbows, elbows right underneath the shoulders, and just pick the hands up one at a time. And then find kind of that sweet spot right in the middle of the palms. And we're just going to rock the weight back. Draw the fingertips up. Rocking it forward. And come on back. And have you repeat that. And for those who are in the chair, we can take our hands to high fives. And we can give the wrists some rolls. So my tabletop friends, keep going. And then we can bring the hands forward, high five, drop the fingers down. High five, drop the fingers down. So you keep going if you're my chair people. Otherwise, my tabletop. So we're shifting front to back, back to front. Go ahead and tuck the toes. Sit the hips back towards the heels. Get a nice stretch into the plantar fascia at the bottom of the feet. Rock forward to our tabletop. Exhale it back. Good stuff. Good. Come back to table. We're going to lift the knees. Inhale. And then exhale, we'll come up to a standing forward fold. All right, so hang out, chair people. Those who are with me in forward fold, we'll take a deep breath in, soften through the knees, and we'll roll all the way up to stand. Reaching the arms up and over the head, and the hands will come to heart center. All right, so if we're seated, we can all meet hands to heart center. Exhale. We're going to take one more of that sighing breath. Breathe with me. Inhale. Exhale out through the mouth. All right. We're going to go here in our standing mountain pose. Everyone taking their arms by their sides, palm facing forward, give those fingers a wiggle. If we're seated, we can start to march through the legs, lifting the right leg and the left leg. And if we're in standing mountain, we're going to flow together. So inhale, exhale, hinge through the hips, forward folding. Soft knees, breathe into a flat back, pressing into the shins. Exhale, let's step the right foot back and place the knee down. So my chair friends are marching, and those who are flowing are in kneeling lunge. Back out of that kneeling lunge a little bit. We tend to take this knee too far forward, so we're going to back out, and we'll come up to a tall kneel. Take a big breath here. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Hip stretch. Everybody, we're going to inhale the arms up, and then exhale, bring the hands out to a T. So I'm going to face you so you can see me. Hands are out to a T. All right, so my marching friends, we've stopped marching, we're all here, and then we're going to sweep the left arm underneath the right so that our elbows are stacked right on top of each other. Take a big breath here. Exhale, bend through the elbows. So if we have been here before, we're working towards eagle. So most of us will be here. We'll feel our shoulder blades separating. If you've been in this pose before, this shape, go ahead and take the full eagle if that is within your practice. So that kind of looks like a double wrap. Otherwise, we're all going to inhale, lift the elbows away from the body. And then exhale, release, sweep it back. Inhale, bring the arms up. And then exhale, place the hands on the thighs if we're seated. Otherwise, we're going to step forward into our mountain pose. So we're in our forward fold, coming up to mountain. And we'll draw our hands to heart center. Other side. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, hinging through the hips, soft knees, forward fold. Inhale, come up into our flat back. tall kneeling. So my seated friends, if you'd like to take some marches while we get into our hips, you can get into your hips and generate a little bit of heat. One more breath here. Exhale, pressing the back foot down into the mat, knee down into the mat. Let's feel the quad turn on. Float the arms up as you breathe. We're all here. And then exhale, draw the arms out to that T shape. So we should be on the opposite knee bend, and we're back in that T. So taking my own advice, we're on the opposite knee, and we have our arms floating out to the side. Taking the right arm, we'll cross under the left, elbows will stack, bending through the elbows. We've got our variation of eagle pose. Taking the second breath, if that's in your comfort zone, in your wheelhouse. Otherwise, we'll all lift the elbows. Take a big breath in. Breath out. One more breath. And breath out. Sweep the arms back. Arms will come on up. And then framing the front foot, those of you who are flowing with me, will come into our forward fold. Give the head a little shake right to left. And then we're going to walk the hands back out. We'll find tabletop. Once we're in table, we're going to sit back on the hips, swing the feet around, and we'll find a comfortable seat. So we'll all be seated in some way, shape, or form, whether it's on our mat or seated in a chair. Bringing the feet out in front. I'll invite you to move the spine once more. Recheck with our breath. So inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Open up through the chest. And then exhale to neutral spine. Coming into figure 4. So if we're dealing with any sort of knee pain, hip injuries, anything like that, let's be mindful about this cross. There are definitely variations here. But assuming that the joints are healthy, we can take our left ankle and cross it over the knee. This is a great back release pose. So we have our ankle crossed, my top foot, I've got my toes flexing up towards the sky. This is an option, and if this works for you, let's hang out 4 breaths. You can certainly come all the way onto the back and find this shape. And if this is where you are, take those breaths, enjoy that hip opening. And if you're thinking, Jen, neither of those work for me, there is always an option. So we can certainly take one knee up and hug the knee. We can take that foot up and over and hug the knee. If we are seated, we can do the same thing. Hug the knee up towards the chest and just draw it towards the center line of the body. Okay, so find what feels good to get into that outer hip area. Okay. So find what feels appropriate for the body. Take one more breath. Exhale, changing the cross of the legs. So taking the right ankle across over the knee, flexing the toes up towards the sky, figure 4. Keeping in mind all of those different options to get into the hip and into the low back. And still, if those are not working or not feeling good, then I'd invite you to get in a comfortable seat and take 2 breaths, and we will meet you there. One more inhale. Exhale it out through the mouth. So, we're going to find ourselves onto our back. Hi, Maggie. Are you going to join us? We're going to find ourselves onto our back. You want to do some yoga too? Well, this is going to be difficult. Oh, Meg. Okay. Taking the feet wider than the hips, we're going to drop the knees off to the right and off to the left. Taking some windshield wipers with the knees, mobilizing through the low back. And we can do a similar movement if we are seated in a chair, taking the feet wide and dropping the knees to one side and the other. It'll just be a smaller movement, right? All right, go ahead and stack the knees. Let's all meet in a comfortable seat. Do you want to sit and breathe? What do you think? a nice comfortable seat. Again, that imaginary string pulling us upright, finding some stillness in the body. So take 3 breaths, real breaths, all the way down into the ribs. Okay. So let's test that first one. Inhale in. Exhale out. Good. Draw that breath a little bit deeper, as if we were filling a glass of water. You fill it from the bottom up to the top. So draw that breath in. Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath in. And breath out. Taking the hands onto the thighs, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Take another moment here to shrug the shoulders, engaging the traps. And then as you exhale, drop the shoulders away. Easy rolls back and some easy rolls forward. Bring the fingertips out to the side. We'll inhale, reach the arms up and over the head. Exhale, hands through heart center. I hope you enjoyed this short little flow to get you moving.